Last week, Fang asked me one question: how to utilize voice meter to hear the enemy footsteps more clearly in Apex Legend. And today, I'm going to give you a try to show you guys how to do it. So once again, welcome to Pirates Taurus channel. I stream on Twitch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will put all the link to my social in the description below, and I'm looking forward to interact with you all. So let's get started. So there is two steps in making the enemy footstep more audible, more clearly. So first step is you go to the search there, you type save games, you open up the respawn, apex, and profile. Then you click the profile. So and then you scroll it down. You will look for one setting that is mount occlusion. I think I pronounced it correctly. So by default, it will set as 1. So what you're going to do is you set this occlusion as 0. So what do that means is when by default the occlusion is 1, physically the audio don't travel through walls or building. So when it's set as 0, you basically hear through walls. So this is only the first step that I'm gonna suggest you all to set as 0. So but be mindful on setting this one because you will be kind of ghosting with multiple footsteps around you. So I still suggest that once you set this to 0, we need to be very familiar with the Apex Legend maps. So for example, when you're on top of the building and then you hear the footsteps, so basically the footstep should be came from the beneath the building and not like just next to you. So it will give you kind of confusing at the beginning. So for example, that I play one game, I zipping across the Apex Legend maps. So I hear a footstep just next to my right ears. The enemy is actually on beneath my zip line. So you might get very confusing, but it will help you in the sense that you hear the footsteps very clearly from the enemy. And more importantly, we need to train up our map awareness instead of 100% hearing the footsteps, especially when you set at 0. You might find it very confusing, feels like the enemy just next to you. So going back to voice meter, if you look at these 8 columns, the first 5 column, what we call master section, is actually represent to the physical output. So I have A1 going to my desktop speaker, and A2 will be the speaker or the headset, my Logitech headset G633. So the last 3 column will represent by B1, B2, and B3, which is represented by voice meter VAIO, voice meter aux, and VAIO3. So this is the all my desktop or the audio sending from my desktop via V-band to my streaming PC. So we're not going to apply any EQ on this session because we don't want our viewers or our audience to hear a lot of treble sound. So what we're going to do, we play around the EQ here. That is actually the audio will be go through our ears. So we right click the EQ. In my case, it's A2 represented by my Logitech G633. So before we adjust, 50 to 800 will be represented by bass or modular or more warming sound. So what we're gonna play around will be something this 2000, 8000, and 12,000 here. Here will be represent to be treble, more open, more airy sound. So this is the key differentiate that we can hear the enemy footstep more clearly. So each of the decibel we can play from positive 12 to negative 12. So I don't recommend you to adjust anything beyond 6 because what we understand about decibel is 1 decibel is equivalent to 10 times of the volume output to your ears. So if you set too high, it's actually you are tuning up a volume in the particular frequency. So if you're setting too high and you play too long, too long hours, then it actually hurts our ears. So what I'm suggest here, you can reduce the 50 hertz to around 3 decibel. and then you increase the 2000 to around 3, 8000 to around 3, and 12,000 to around 3. By setting this one, you can already hear the enemy footstep is more clearer because due to the high frequency here, and all the gaming sound will be less bass and more treble because we reduce the 50 frequency here. So after we did that, so we make sure we're gonna left click here. When it turn blue means this equalizer is already applied in this particular A2, which is, in my case, will be Logitech G633. So I will pause it in this page for a while so that you can have a chance to have a look at it. So my setting is something that I suggest you, and this is a frequency that I've been tested and been used nearly 2 weeks now, and it did help me a lot. So you can play with it and then let me know in the comment down below. So that's about my video today. So first, when to go to the save game and change your profile, set the occlusion from 1 to 0. So by then you can hear through walls. All right. So the next is go to voice meter, adjust the EQ on the physical output to your earphone only. Don't do it to all the EQ because we still want to have our audience and good experience while watching our stream. And the important note is do not set the frequency from 2000, 8000 or 12,000 above 6 decibel. So it's actually decibel, increase the volume at that particular frequency and it hurts your ears. And guys, don't do this. We still want to play our game, maybe Apex Legends, until season 80, not just season 8. So once again, I hope you enjoy this video. If you think the video is helpful, please give me a like, comment, and share to your friends. If you think there's a room of improvement, please give me a dislike. And I don't really think you want to do this, but just give me on the suggestion on the comment down below. And let's play, let's learn, and let's grow together. I'll see you in the next video. And I'm now gonna go to play my Apex Legends. And I'll see you. Bye-bye. Where's the fella?
Where's the last guy?
He just disappeared.